This morning on a special edition of The Dish, Mary Sue Milliken and Susan Feniger, the dynamic duo behind Border Grill. While they both hail from the Midwest, their partnership blossomed out west. First in Los Angeles, then Las Vegas. They opened Border Grill inside the Mandalay Bay back in 1999, long before Sin City was a dining destination. Their decades-long partnership has made them pioneers in the kitchen and on television. We met up a few weeks ago to talk and taste the past as well as the future.
Hey, Susan, remember this recipe?
Yeah.
From back when you were in grade school?
Spend a little time in the kitchen.
A little bit of salt.
Cooking with Mary Sue Milliken and Susan Feniger.
Are you cutting the onion the proper way?
I am. It's perfect. Look.
And you'll see the bond between them is undeniable.
Did you forget how to cook?
No, I cooked the right way.
Proving two cooks isn't too many in their kitchen.
Is that gorgeous or what?
How long has it been? Oh my God.
Since
81.
Yeah, 81.
Since 81 is how long we've been business partners.
That's insane. In
43.
this industry.
Yeah.
What is the secret to that?
Therapy. We say therapy.
With
Not
each
really
other?
now.
Yeah, and separately.
Yeah. There has to be give and take. And I think, we've certainly learned that over the 40 years.
Right. Susan takes all the time.
Long before they ever met, both Milliken and Feniger developed a love for cooking while learning in their mother's kitchens. Their lives first intersected in Chicago in the late 1970s after each had graduated from culinary school.
We were at this fantastic restaurant called Le Perroquet, but I had to beat the guy into giving me a job.
Because women were not working in the kitchen then.
No. He for sure thought she would make a great coat check or hat check girl.
He offered me the coat check job, and I left and I cried all the way home. But then I just started letter writing calls. He finally said, "Are you going to sue me?" And I said, "No, just let me
Just hire me." Yeah.
So he hired me, and literally 2 months later, Susan came knocking on the door for a job, and he hired her on the spot. And I was like, "Wow!"
You opened the door for her.
Yeah.
As for their partnership, that would come a few years later.
Who called who and said,
Well,
let's
we
do
happened
this?
to be together in Paris, and we both just kind of,
Drunk one night. That was
Over a
it.
good bottle of wine always
Two
happens.
bottles.
Well, yeah, I meant per piece,
And it
one
had-
per person.
And it was raining outside, and a rainbow happened, and we said we should open up a restaurant
Best
together.
ideas.
We had no
Best
money,
ideas.
and we had no idea what that meant.
It meant City Cafe, which they opened in Los Angeles in 1981. Now called City Restaurant, its global menu helped put the duo on the map. Their next restaurant would change the course of their careers. Their first Border Grill, Mexican street food partly inspired by staff meals back in Chicago.
Yeah.
Most of the prep guys and that were Hispanic.
Yeah.
Most of them. And so they would make these amazing staff meals, and you would taste this and be like, okay, you can never find anything like this in a restaurant.
so delicious.
And Mexican food that maybe now we think of that you can find easily.
Yeah.
But then
Back then it was, almost impossible. But we fell in love with the flavors.
Today we're going to make a couple of different kinds of marinades.
A love they shared with TV audiences in the mid-90s on Hot Tamales, their show on the fledgling channel, The Food Network.
Now, if you've been watching us for a while, you know that Mexican food has its own particular personality.
Next came the Las Vegas Border Grill, opened with the launch of the Mandalay Bay in 1999. It's where we sampled some of their favorite dishes and flavors.
unbelievable feast.
Right?
This is insane.
The fresh citrus in the Baja ceviche, shrimp and jalapeno with a cilantro aioli on top.
What do you think of that? It's pretty fresh,
I
right?
was just gonna say it's so light and fresh.
A sweet and salty plantain black bean empanada with a chipotle salsa.
It comes from the Yucatan.
Okay.
You know, it's a completely different culture, much more Mayan and much more continental.
And a seafood molcajete, pan-roasted shrimp, sustainable fish, scallops, clams, and mussels, all simmered in a spicy tomato broth with cactus and seared panela cheese.
I'm going to help you out with the salad.
Yeah, would you? I got the chilies cooking for you.
Oh, thank you.
The foods, like their partnership, a give and take,
Good job.
including with their staff.
You're the best.
Like in the Al Pastor marinated pork tacos served with pineapple salsa.
Our chef here in Vegas, John, he came up with this idea, instead of water with the masa, why not use pineapple juice? Because Al Pastor is always associated with pineapple.
Right.
For dessert, a coconut flan using homemade condensed milk.
Honestly, when you make your own, you just take a huge pot of milk and you just cook it down with some sugar.
It totally changes the
Taste
texture of this.
Yeah, it's like night and day.
Yeah.
Mary Sue Milliken and Susan Feniger are pioneers in the industry. In 2018, they became the first women to win the Julia Child Award, bestowed upon those making a significant difference in the way America cooks, eats, and drinks.
She came to City Cafe when we were first starting out, and she was so incredibly supportive of us all throughout our whole careers. And when, I'll tell you, when we got the Julia Child Award at the Smithsonian, that I think for me was the most amazing honor we ever have gotten.
Milliken and Feniger are more than just business partners and friends. They also share a unique personal bond.
Your husband is your ex-husband.
And we've known each other since we were 10, in 5th grade.
I mean, you really are, you are family.
Yeah.
At this
She was in the delivery room with both kids, and but she knew better than me or Josh that we would be a great couple. She just made it happen.
We say this about weddings. It was beshert.
Yeah.
It was beshert. It was meant to be, and I mean that about you with your husband and the partnership.
Yeah.
That's how it happens.
Yeah.
Absolutely love these two. And yes, you have food there, guys. Some of the guacamole, which was delicious.
It really is, Dana.
It's warmer there in studio. I'm not eating any right here because I'm too cold.
I love that you put in there the part about their partnership and their familial bond, and it just further emphasizes just how connected they are.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
it's really
Jeff's
amazing
eating up.
because
you can't see it, but
it's just
as
amazing.
usual,
You
I
think
have
about
food
it.
in my
Your
mouth.
ex-husband, you introduce to your partner, and then she marries him. It's fantastic.
I love those stories. DJ, food's great. You look great. Continued absolute jamming out there in Vegas.